Do you ever feel like your mind is constantly racing, filled with worries, stress, or overthinking? In today's fast-paced world, inner peace feels more like a dream than a reality. We chase success, deal with pressure, and get lost in the noise. Around us, as a result, we feel tired, anxious, and disconnected from ourselves. But Buddhist wisdom offers a way out, a simple, time-tested path to calm, clarity, and peace. These teachings don't require you to escape your life, but to understand it more deeply. If you're someone who's been searching for calm in the chaos, know that you're not alone. Many of us carry emotional weight silently, hoping for a moment of stillness. In this video, I'll share 6 powerful lessons from Buddhist teachings that can help you find that stillness no matter what life throws at you. Each lesson is practical, peaceful, and deeply healing. So stay with me till the end. Your journey to inner peace might just begin here. 1. Let go of what you can't control. Peace begins when we stop trying to control the uncontrollable. In life, we often hold tightly to expectations, how others should act, how our plans should go, how the world should treat us. But the tighter we cling, the more we suffer. We spend our energy resisting reality, arguing with moments we cannot change. And in that resistance, we lose our peace. Buddhist and Zen teachings remind us, suffering arises from attachment. When we try to control what is beyond our power, other people's actions, the past, or the future, we become trapped in fear, frustration, and disappointment. The path to peace lies in surrender, in weakness, but in wisdom. Letting go is not giving up. It's understanding what is yours to carry and what is not. When we focus on our own mind, our own choices, our own presence, that is where our power lies. And from that center, peace naturally begins to grow. There's a Zen story of 2 monks traveling through the forest. They came across a river, where a woman stood unable to cross. Without a word, the older monk lifted her and carried her across. Hours later, the younger monk finally said, "Brother, we took a vow not to touch women." "Oh, why did you carry her?" The elder monk replied calmly, "I put her down hours ago." "Why are you still carrying her?" So often we carry things far beyond the moment: anger, regret, control, and it weighs us down. Ask yourself today, what am I still carrying? Is it someone's words, a past mistake, a future fear? Take a deep breath, let it go, return to the present moment. That's where peace lives. Because the more we let go, the lighter we become. To avoid harmful speech. Words are seeds. What we speak, we grow in the minds of others and in our own heart. In daily life, we often speak without awareness. A careless word, a harsh comment, or a bit of gossip may feel small in the moment, but their effects ripple far beyond what we see. Harmful speech creates distrust, fuels conflict, and leaves behind silent wounds. And though we may forget our words, others may carry them for a lifetime. Buddhism teaches us the power of right speech, one part of the Eightfold Path. This means speaking truthfully, kindly, and with intention. Zen reminds us, before you speak, ask yourself, is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? In silence, there is wisdom, and in wise speech, there is peace. The solution is not to stop speaking, but to start speaking with awareness. Words should come from a calm mind and a compassionate heart. When we speak mindfully, we build trust, harmony, and understanding. Our words become bridges, not weapons. There's a Zen story of a student who said something cruel to his teacher in anger. Later, filled with regret, he came back and apologized. The master replied, "Imagine hammering a nail into wood each time you speak in anger. You can pull out the nail, but the hole remains. Words cannot be unsaid. Even if forgiven, they leave their mark. That's why a wise person speaks slowly, carefully, and with care." Today, try this simple practice. Before you speak, pause. Breathe. Ask yourself, does this help? Does this heal? Choose silence when it brings peace. Choose words when they bring truth and kindness. Because the path to inner peace is often paved not just by what we do, but by what we choose not to say. 3. Be grateful for the present moment. The present moment is a gift, silent, simple, and sacred. Gratitude opens our eyes to its beauty. Many of us spend our lives waiting for better days, bigger successes, or the moment when everything will finally be right. We chase the future and replay the past, missing what is right here, now. As a result, joy slips through our fingers, and life feels like a race we never win. In Buddhist and Zen thought, mindfulness is not just presence, it is grateful awareness. The present moment is where life truly happens. It holds all the peace, clarity, and joy we seek. But without gratitude, the moment passes unnoticed like a sunrise behind closed eyes. Gratitude brings us back to what is, rather than what's missing. It shifts the mind from lack to abundance. When we pause to be thankful not just for big things, but for ordinary ones. Breath, shelter, sunlight, a kind word, we begin to see that peace was never far away. It was simply waiting to be noticed. A Zen master once asked his students, "What is the most important moment in your life?" Each gave thoughtful answers. The day they became monks, the moment of enlightenment, the death of a parent. The master shook his head and smiled. No, the most important moment is now, because now is the only moment that exists. And when we greet it with gratitude, we touch the eternal. Today, pause and look around. Notice one simple thing you are thankful for. Maybe your breath, your cup of tea, the sound of the birds, or the quiet of the night. Make this a daily habit. Gratitude doesn't just change how you feel, it changes what you see. And when you begin to see with grateful eyes, every moment becomes enough. Every moment becomes peace. 4. Respond, don't react. A calm response is stronger than a quick reaction. In stillness, wisdom chooses the right path. Life often throws challenges at us: an insult, a sudden change, or a frustrating moment. And before we know it, we react. We shout, we defend, we blame. But once the moment passes, we often regret what we said or did. Reacting from emotion creates more chaos, both inside us and around us. Zen teaches us to be like still water. When the mind is clear and undisturbed, it reflects truth. When disturbed, it only shows confusion. The Buddha spoke of right mindfulness, the practice of observing our thoughts and emotions without being ruled by them. In that pause, we gain freedom. To respond instead of react, we must pause. Take one breath before we speak. Take one step back before we act. In that space, emotion loses control and clarity arises. Responding doesn't mean we suppress what we feel. It means we choose how to express it wisely, without harm. A young warrior once approached a Zen master and said, "Master, I lose my temper too easily. How do I stop reacting in anger?" The master smiled and handed him a cup of tea. Then, suddenly, he splashed a bit of tea on the warrior's robe. The warrior frowned. "There," the master said, "you had a chance to choose reaction or awareness. You chose silence. That is your beginning." The lesson: not every moment needs your anger. Most need your awareness. Next time you're tested by a rude comment, a delay, or a disagreement, pause. Breathe deeply. Don't be in a hurry to reply. Let silence speak first. Let your mind settle like still water. Then choose your response with calm and care, because peace is not found in controlling the noise, but in mastering your own mind. 5. Forgive and release resentment. Holding on to resentment is like grasping a hot coal you burn yourself before. You ever reach the other? We all carry wounds. Someone lied, someone left, someone hurt us. And often, we hold on to that pain tightly believing it protects us, or that it punishes the one who caused it. But over time, resentment becomes a prison. It poisons our joy, clouds our heart, and chains us to the past. Buddhism teaches that clinging to anger is suffering. Forgiveness is not about forgetting or excusing harm. It is about freeing yourself from the grip of pain. In Zen, we are reminded that peace is not found by changing the past, but by transforming the present. The path to peace begins with letting go, not for their sake, but for yours. Forgiveness is an act of courage, not weakness. It's choosing to stop carrying a story that drains your spirit. You may not be able to erase the scar, but you can stop reopening the wound. Two monks were traveling together and came across a rude traveler who insulted them. The younger monk grew angry, but said nothing. Hours later, he was still fuming. Finally, the elder monk said, "Why are you still carrying that man? I left him on the road." Anger, when carried, becomes heavier than the insult itself. Ask yourself today, who am I still carrying? What pain am I feeding with my memory? Take a breath, not to forget, but to forgive. Forgiveness is a gift you give to your own soul. And when you release that burden, what remains is lightness and peace. 6. Accept that everything changes. Everything changes. Nothing stays the same. Peace begins when we stop resisting this truth. We suffer when we try to make moments last forever, when we cling to youth, to people, to success, or even to pain. But life moves like a river. The more we try to hold it in place, the more it slips through our fingers. In the fear of change, we miss the beauty of now. Buddhism teaches the truth of impermanence. All things, joy, sorrow, gain, loss are temporary. Zen does not fear this truth. It bows to it. It reminds us, just as blossoms fall and rivers flow, life is not meant to be held, is meant to be lived, moment by moment. Freedom comes when we stop clinging and start flowing, accepting. Change doesn't mean we don't feel sadness or joy. It means we understand both are passing clouds in the sky of life. When we accept this, we suffer less, we begin to appreciate more, and we become more present because we know this moment will not return. A student once asked the Zen master, "Why do I feel afraid when things change?" The master poured tea into a cup and said, "This tea was once leaves. Now it is drink. Soon it will be gone." Are you afraid of the tea? Or are you afraid to accept that everything is always becoming something else? What we fear is not change but our attachment to things, staying the same. Today, notice something that has changed a relationship, a season, a thought. Don't resist it. Bow to it. Change means life is still moving. You are still growing. Let go of the need to hold. Instead, learn to flow. Because when we make peace with change, we discover the one thing that never leaves us, the peace within. Conclusion. Inner peace is not something we find outside. It's something we return to within. Each of these 6 lessons is a quiet doorway, a shift in how we see, how we speak, how we breathe, and how we live. From letting go of what we can't control, to embracing change, to choosing silence over reaction. These teachings are not just ideas, they're practices for a more peaceful life. In a world full of noise, the wisdom of Zen reminds us to slow down, to become still, and to live with intention. You don't need to master all 6 at once. Begin with 1. Practice gently. Be kind to yourself, and remember, peace is not a place you reach. It is a way of walking the path. Thank you for watching. If this brought you clarity or comfort, share it with someone who may need the same. And stay connected, for the journey to inner peace is one we walk together.